9 News at 3 starts right now.
This afternoon, we're getting an update from Aurora police on the abduction and assault that happened Monday night at the troubled edge of Lowry Apartments. Police just updated their investigation. Sunshine and unseasonably warm temperatures are following us into the weekend. But what does Christmas week have in store? We're looking ahead with meteorologist Corey Ruttenhagen. If you're still looking for that perfect holiday gift for your loved ones, why not get them something that will help them live a healthier life? Our medical expert, Dr. Pyle Coley, has some gift ideas for you. As the calendar flips to a new year, many of us reflect on the past and set our sights on a brighter future, aka New Year's resolutions. In today's Kitchen Table Talk, we discuss why the failure rate for New Year's resolutions is estimated to be 80% and how yours can be successful. Aurora police say 11 people are now facing charges for the home invasion, kidnapping, and assault that happened at a troubled apartment complex Monday night. One of the men in custody was captured in that now viral video from the edge of Lowry Apartments, showing armed men entering the building. Good afternoon. Thanks for being here for 9 News at 3. I'm Alexandra Lewis. You know, Aurora police just wrapped up a lengthy news conference where they updated their investigation. They say a dozen armed suspects confronted a man and woman, tied them up, threatened, and assaulted them. Let's get to 9 News reporter Kevin Vaughn, who just heard from Aurora's chief about what happened. Hi, Kevin.
Hi, Alex. This, of course, all stemmed from this brutal attack early Tuesday morning at that apartment complex at 12th and Dallas. This couple was taken out of their apartment, taken to another apartment where they were beaten, tied up. The man suffered a stab wound in this. Let me bring you up to date on the new information. We know on Tuesday, 19 people were detained and 3 of them were released within the next day or so. 16 of those people remain in custody of Immigrations and Custom Enforcement. 8 of them remain under investigation in this incident, but the chief announced today they are seeking criminal charges against the other 8 who remain in ICE custody, and they have 3 more suspects who are at large that they are searching for. The chief said this all stemmed from a fight involving 2 women earlier at that complex that one of the victims in this case had videotaped, and she had shared that video with a friend of hers who posted it online. Let's hear what the chief had to say about what started all of this.
The whole goal of this seemed to be based on the fact that these suspects wanted the camera or the cell phone that was used by our victim to take this video. They wanted that video removed because, again, it showed not only the 2 females fighting, but it also showed a number of other individuals in and around that apartment complex that were involved in criminal activity.
The chief confirmed that he believes that all of these people involved in this incident were members of that infamous Venezuelan gang, Tren de Aragua, or TDA. He said it's more difficult than it has been in years past to identify gang members who used to tell people what gang they affiliated with or identify themselves with their clothing. He said that's much harder with TDA, but that he believes this was 100% a TDA operation. Live in Aurora, Kevin Vaughn, 9 News.
All right, Kevin, we appreciate the update. Thank you. A jury has found a middle school teacher guilty for careless driving in a crash that killed a 10-year-old boy. Amy Weiss hit and killed Oliver Stratton August 2nd of last year. This happened in a neighborhood in Tinmouth. 9 News reporter Amanda Gilbert spoke to Ollie's family about why they would like to see Colorado's law changed.
I spoke to both Ollie's family and to Amy Weiss's defense. There was a lot of emotion today on both sides.
It's been over a year since 10-year-old Oliver or Ollie Stratton died while cycling home from a friend's house. Now a jury decided Amy Weiss, who hit and killed him, was driving carelessly. In closing arguments, prosecution focused on the last moments of Ollie's life.
She sent that text message halfway from the stop sign to the point of the crash.
Defense said Weiss was not distracted at the time, saying she simply did not see Ollie until it was too late.
Because she was checking 30 minutes before doesn't mean she was distracted at the time of this accident.
After the guilty verdict, Weiss's defense said she is a good person forever impacted by this.
I understand that the jury found her that she was careless. It was not intentional.
It was not premeditated.
Ollie's mom and dad, Clarissa and Roderick Stratton, feel differently.
Driving distracted is intentional. It is a purposeful choice to divert your attention from the roadway while wielding a 5,000 to 10,000 pound vehicle. It is a purposeful choice to disregard the lives around you.
When we would tell people that it was an innocent mistake, I would say, put down your damn phone.
Weiss could face up to a year in prison. The Strattons and prosecutor feel these penalties need to be harsher.
To have to tell a family that the maximum penalty for killing their son is only a year in jail is incredibly insufficient.
Regardless, the Strattons are happy for this to be over.
But my son lived for 10 years, and he was an incredibly beautiful soul, and 10 years with him was not anywhere near enough. It never could be. Now we're at a point where we can stop having to focus on the 11 seconds.
They hope to focus on their son's legacy moving forward.
Oliver's family did start a nonprofit. It's called Ollie's Bike Parade. It's focused on protecting vulnerable road users. In Larimer County, Amanda Gilbert, 9 News.
Oh, those mom's words. Weiss's sentencing is scheduled for March 7th. She could face up to a year in prison, as we heard, or face some sort of fine before the trial. She pleaded guilty to tampering with evidence for deleting a text she sent about the time of that crash. Let's move on and move outside as we're taking a look at the Mile High City on this Friday. Just gorgeous blue skies, nothing but sunshine, and these unseasonably warm temperatures for us today seems like they're going to follow us into the weekend. Let's turn it over to 9 News Weather Impact Team meteorologist Corey Reppenhagen with a look at what looks to be some more sunshine.
Yeah, you know, today that high pressure just kept building and building throughout the day. Temperature kept rising and rising. We spiked briefly at 68 degrees at Denver International Airport, which was 1 degree away from tying an all-time record. And of course, tomorrow is the official start of winter. Let's take a look outside at those temperatures right now. It's still in the 60s here across the area, 60 at DIA, 62 here at the 9 News studios in downtown Mile High City. Current temperatures across the state looking pretty mild here, especially on the eastern side. It's a beach paradise in Gunnison today with a temperature of 12 degrees right now. Here's your Saturday. Looks like we're going to be warm once again, with those temperatures building up beyond the 60-degree mark likely again tomorrow. So in the weather impact headlines that we are tracking for you, that warm weekend, we could hit 60 tomorrow, we could hit 60 on Sunday, and we could hit 60 on Monday as well, leading into Christmas Eve, which also looks fairly decent. The snow will return to the mountains with some light snow on Monday. We'll also get the winds to return to the area as well. And we're tracking that Christmas storm. It's come in a little weaker in the modeling today, but we'll have more information coming up on that in just a few minutes.
Quite a tease, Corey. Thank you. We'll check in with you in a bit. The clock is ticking for Congress to pass a spending bill to avoid a government shutdown. Congress is supposed to vote in the next hour on the latest effort to keep the government open. Now, the latest proposal would fund the government short term. It includes a farm bill extension and a disaster and agriculture relief. The latest proposal would need 2/3 support to pass. It has been quite the chaotic week for lawmakers who have had to deal with President-elect Donald Trump and Elon Musk's efforts to spike the deal. If a bill does not pass, the government will run out of money by midnight tonight. House Speaker Mike Johnson is confident, though, there will be a bill. There will not be a shutdown, and Democrats are committed to making sure Americans are supported.
But I expect that we will be proceeding forward. We will not have a government shutdown, and we will meet our obligations for our farmers who need aid, for the disaster victims all over the country, and for making sure that military and essential services and everyone who relies upon the federal government for a paycheck is paid over the holidays.
We're going to work as hard as we can to avoid a Republican-driven government shutdown.
So, hypothetical, if the government does happen to shut down, thousands of government workers will go without pay this holiday season, with TSA expected to see a major impact. In 2019, during the last government shutdown, dozens of TSA called in sick, causing all those travel headaches. And with the busy holiday travel underway, it's happening now. A lot of people are worried about seeing more backup in security lines as they head to the airport. Coming up at 9 News at 4, we're checking in with DIA to see how the potential shutdown could impact them. We're learning more about the shooting between co-workers that happened at a tire store in Arvada yesterday afternoon. 9 News has obtained police documents that say the suspected gunman, 20-year-old Andrew Anderson, shot his manager. This happened just before 3 p.m. at the Big O Tire store on West 52nd Avenue, right near Wadsworth. Arvada police say the shooting happened inside the store's service bay. Now, according to a arrest affidavit, Anderson and his manager got into some sort of heated argument, and that led to a shoving match. That's when witnesses say Anderson pulled out a gun, fired, and took off. The victim did survive and is expected to be okay. Officers later found and arrested Anderson near his house. He's now facing charges of second-degree attempted murder and assault. The Denver City Council is looking to limit the number of new gas stations that can be built throughout the city. The Denver Planning Board approved the proposal to slow down the building of gas stations and preserve more land for housing. The proposal suggests rules that would make it so new gas stations couldn't be built within a quarter mile of a light rail station or even an existing gas station. The city council members sponsoring the bill say the city needs more housing and we don't need any more gas stations.
We are desperate for housing, but what we're seeing is, where larger multi-unit housing should go is along transit corridors. But those transit corridors that land is being bought up and gas stations are being built there.
The proposal has pushback from at least one gas corporation who says fewer stations brings less competition and with it, higher prices.
Count your blessings and to do what you can for others.
A family keeps an almost 70-year tradition of helping others alive. They are coming out of raising money for the Salvation Army yet again this year. And the 9 Cares Colorado Shares campaign continues with the goal of raising even more money to feed our community. One food bank bringing the jingles to rally support.
And for PhD, I'm going to start applying to places actually now.
Oh, and next week, he's also applying for his learner's permit.
Super impressive. Well, that's going to do it for us for 9 News at 3. We hope you had a great Friday and have a wonderful weekend before the holidays really kick into gear next week. If you want more news, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 90 seconds for 9 News at 4.